Welcome to the Nicole Marie Experience. I am so excited to be sharing all the things I love, makeup tutorials, skincare reviews, and we'll be getting into some girl talk. You know what that means. Yep, you guessed it, my love for wine, and so much more. So come along for the ride. We're going to be spilling all the tea. Well, I guess I should say all the wine. Hey everybody, my name is Nicole Marie and welcome to the Nicole Marie Experience. All right, so as you can notice, I have a whole new setup. I'm about to give you guys a life update because a lot has happened since the last time I shot one of my videos. So let's get into it. So grab your wine glass. I have mine. There's something wrong with this picture. It's empty. So today we're drinking Sutter Home Chardonnay. We got the big bottle today because your girl don't get paid for a couple of days and I have to make this last a little bit. So, got the cheap wine, 10 something. And in this economy, it's a pretty good deal still, okay? All right, we got our wine cup filled. I hope you guys have yours. And while you're at it, make sure you hit that notification button so that when new videos pop up, you know when they're coming. And also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because there's a lots of new videos coming your way. All right, so life. Literally the past, maybe, I want to say probably the past year has flown by like crazy. I don't really know where time is going. It's just flashing before my eyes and I don't like it. Stop the ride. I want to get off. Please. Thank you.
I can't do this no more.
So I'm going to do my makeup while I'm giving you guys a life update. And some really great things are happening in my life. So great. So where I last started off, I was living in Roselle Park, New Jersey. And all right, so from where I used to live to now was definitely a wild ride. So I want to say around the end of August, the beginning of September. I don't know if you guys remember, we had that huge Hurricane Ida. Well, it left quite an impact in New Jersey. Flooding everywhere, trees down, power lines down. It was awful. And your girl was caught in it all. So what happened was that the night before, the night leading up to the craziness of Ida, came home from work. And it was raining, but wasn't too bad. But then, finally when I got home, it had, started downpouring. And my mom and I really didn't think anything of it. Yes, your girl still lives with your mom. My mama, it's fine. It's fine. It really is. It's fine. So, it was raining a lot more, and we didn't really think anything of it. So then it was getting a little bit heavier, but, whatever. It's New Jersey. It rains. It hurricanes in around the spring, around the summer, fall kind of area. So then we get a knock from our neighbor across the hall, and she says, "Are you guys getting any water?" And we're like, "No, thank goodness. I've gotten water, but it hasn't been because of weather. It's because our building is janky or was janky, and the sewer pumps would always overflow, and I get an influx of water through my room. Not ideal, but whatever. The rent is low, so we didn't really think anything, whatever." So she says, "Are you guys getting any water?" And we said, "No, absolutely not. No water." Thinking no. Well, we spoke too soon because as we turned around and closed the door, the water comes gushing in. From everywhere. From the kitchen and the living room to my bedroom. It was coming through, we lived next to the ocean. It was crazy. And it just like, it was coming so fast. Like just all this water was piling up and filling up, and we're like, oh my God, we got to get things off the floor. We got to, we got to get things to the higher ground. Now, it wasn't a huge apartment, so I had like shoes on the floor, as far as like my boxes of shoes in my closets. I had a couch. As you guys know, I had my couch, my bed, boxes of just, stuff, because I came from another apartment to a smaller apartment and had to didn't have a lot of room. My dressers, my drawers, all that stuff messed up. So the water comes in. We're trying to move as fast as we can. My mom has a cat, so we're trying to get her to a higher ground. So we put her in the carrier, and then it just went to shit from there. And it legit was coming faster and faster and faster until we probably got at least 2 feet of water, maybe more, in our apartment, throughout the whole apartment. So I'm going outside and people are like, oh my God, like, what are we supposed to do? Like, are the pumps working? So then we're like calling the super, and he's not being very helpful. He's not even there. So we're kind of basically every man for himself. Everyone's trying to get as much as they can, off the floor, and just trying to do what they need to do in order to save their stuff, because the worst thing besides fire is water for your items. And it was horrible. So we tried, like I said, we tried to get as much stuff off the floor as we could. We couldn't get like dressers and stuff, so those went. Mattresses gone. Our couch is gone, because you can't save that stuff. Let's see what else we lost. Like, I had a whole trunk full of at the time it was winter clothes, because it was summer still, and I lost a lot of my clothes. Like, my winter clothes were all like shot. So yeah, it was hellacious. And 6 days later, I had already planned a birthday trip to the Dominican Republic. So not only I know I'm not the only person who does this. If I'm really excited for a trip, I usually pack a week and a half to 2 weeks beforehand if I'm not wearing those clothes. Now, I guess you can say that's how many clothes I have. But you have your work clothes that you wear, your clothes you wear out, and your vacation clothes. I know I'm not the only one out here that does that. So I already had my stuff packed. It just wasn't like, Titan, Ziploc, all that stuff. So I had to get that. I was like, oh no, if anything, I am going on this trip. I cannot lose my clothes. Got my suitcase. I put my suitcase, I think, on the couch. All the bags that I needed to on the trip was up. I stacked all of my shoes on my dresser all the way up to the ceiling. So I didn't lose a lot of shoes. I think I maybe lost a couple of pairs because I just, they couldn't fit. So I tried to put them as much, but then the water got to it, and I was like, I'm not using these shoes because it's dirty water. Who knows where it's coming from, where it's been. I'm not doing that. So anything that touched the water, I just tossed it, because I was like, I'm not dealing with it. I don't feel like mutating an extra toe or something. It's not worth it to me. So we were trying to get out, because the last thing we wanted was to be in a apartment full of water with electricity, and it just was bad. So we tried to get out, and literally every single block that was by the apartment was blocked off because it was flooded. So we literally couldn't get out. So thank goodness my half sister lived in the same town, and she was down the street. So we literally kind of went down one of the side roads. My mom asked if she could use the bathroom. She was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that you would have been affected by this. She was like, if you need to stay, then please. And I was like, oh my God, can we just stay overnight? She was like, oh, absolutely. So she was literally a lifesaver. She let us stay overnight. I barely slept, because I was worried about the conditions of our apartment. I mean, literally everything was in there. From pictures to important documents to just everything was in there. So I didn't know what we were able to save and what we couldn't save. And we went the next day, and of course it still was not flooded. Finally they came. The landlord called the plumber, and finally they were able to bring an extra pump that they needed because the pumps broke. But of course they weren't prepared because it's Jersey and it always freaking floods. Of course he wasn't prepared because he didn't want to spend the money, but he ended up spending more money getting these damn pumps. So finally we literally kind of like shoveled the water out as much as we could, tried to clean up, tried to see what was salvageable. Like I said, all the mattress, it was literally up to the mattress, the water, because the bottom of the mattress was wet and the mattress was damp because it was soaking up the water. So that was gone. Everything, all the pillows on top, my comforter gone, my dresser, my drawers gone. Anything that was on the bottom, I was able to save a lot of the clothes because I just literally washed it the next day. They weren't too bad. They were just damp. So I was like, all right, I think I can save this. So I got the laundry detergent sanitizer, dumped a whole bunch of bottles on my clothes. So was pretty much able to save those. The couch, tossed that because it was damp and it was leather and I don't want that smell. Woo. And then just like we just threw out a lot of stuff because it was just we couldn't save it. So we tried to stay there, but that didn't work. Thank goodness. So the previous landlord, basically, I was asking so after everything went down, we finally were able to get to my aunt's house and kind of just like breathe a little bit, and be like, okay, what are we doing? Like, what's the next plan? Because they would have to literally change all the drywall because the water would soak up the drywall soaked up all the water. So they would have to redo that. They would have to get new appliances. I mean, they had to literally get gut the whole apartment and do it all over. So that's cool, but where are we gonna stay while they do this? My mom has bad asthma. We just can't stay in an apartment that is being fixed and stay there at the same time. And then we knew he was kind of trying to save money somewhere, so we didn't know to what extent he would be able to do everything. So I asked him, I said, so what is our next step? What are we doing from here? Are you going to be able to put us up while you redo the apartment? What are we doing? He said, well, I have to call the insurance company, all the mojo, like, I got to call the insurance company to make sure. They have to get an adjuster out, so you can ask the adjuster if you get it. Now, I'm a woman, yes, but I am very smart. Kind of. I mean, I've done my research. My family and I have been in enough instances to know a lot of different situations and what the outcome is and how to like ask the right questions. Because when I was little, my house would burn down and we had to go through all that stuff. So I know you didn't ask the adjuster if they were going to be able to put us up. It would be him and his insurance company, not the adjuster. So the adjuster comes finally and he says, oh, well, that's not my, I don't deal with that. You have to ask the landlord. So I turned to the landlord and I said, so he's like, well, if it's not under the adjuster says no, then we can't do it. I said, oh, well, then I need my month rent that I just paid, plus I need my security deposit back. He says, oh, well, let's make it. No. I was like, nope. If you can't put us up, we paid this money. We have to have somewhere to stay because we paid. It just is what it is. So either we take you to court or, we take the money and leave. So it's up to you. And I was quite proud of myself. I was like, you're not going to step all over me. You're not going to do that. And I put my foot down. Yes, we've been great tenants. We don't bother you. We pay our rent on time. One of the times you tried to say we didn't pay rent, but we did, and we backtracked all of the receipts, literally to shut you up, to shut the landlord up, that we paid. So, yeah, I think it was time for us to leave. So we took the opportunity to leave because it wasn't worth it to us. We knew that he wasn't probably going to do what he needed to get the apartment ready. Now, I don't know who lives there now, but Godspeed, because I'm sure it's probably, who am I to say? I don't know what he did. We just left. So we ended up staying at my aunt's house for a while, and I went on vacation. I had a lovely vacation, and then I came back to hell because, where are we going to stay? Now we're homeless. So, yeah. How am I going to find an apartment in this climate? And everywhere we looked and everywhere we called, people were going through the same thing. So if it wasn't, if we called, said, oh, well, somebody's looking at the apartment already. I think it's under, they're getting ready to sign the lease paper, so we don't have anything available. Everything was going left and right because a lot of people were in the same situation. They had to move because of the flood, and, we just were trying to stay in the same area, but we had, it didn't end up happening. So we're staying at my aunt's house, and it was just, super stressed because at this point, like I said, we're homeless. Our stuff is in my aunt's garage. I'm sleeping on her couch. It's not ideal for anything. So, we're trying to send out literally the bat signal and say help, does anybody know anybody of anybody? So my cousins literally came through. God bless them. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Literally so amazing. So my cousin who moved to Texas, she had a lease on her apartment still that ended at the end of September. And so we ended up staying there for a couple of days until we could find an apartment. And I finally called all over the place and send an application this, an application that, and finally we got the apartment in the area that we're in. I'm not gonna say, but we're pretty close to where I grew up, which is in Scotch Plains. Pretty close to that area, and I think it was, I remember one night I was walking from the car, and I was just felt so defeated because it was just, you just not getting anywhere, and the fact that it was happening, I just felt like it was happening to me, and what did I do, and why? Pretty much why is this happening? And my grandparents have passed away a couple of years ago, and I just kind of called out to them. I said, Grandma, Grandpa, if anything, can you I just need a sign, I need you to help, and somebody help. We need an apartment. And we finally got the apartment. We were able to move in before the end of the month. We made sure everything was clean and whatever, and we ended up moving into a beautiful apartment where it's one bedroom, which my mom and I share, kind of like the last one. It's a little bit smaller. The bedroom is a little bit smaller. It's not as big, but I am not complaining. It is in a good area. I can catch the bus to work. Yes, your girl is employed, fully employed. And it's close to all of our family members, our close family members who haven't moved. They're pretty close. So it kind of really, really worked out. But yeah, it was really a struggling time for me. I was able to make it work. We did it. So we got the apartment. It has a nice, beautiful balcony, which I cannot wait to enjoy. It has a pool too. It has a little bit of it has a community center where it has a little gym. The gym is fine. It's not as, it's not a huge gym, but it's enough to get the job done. What else does it have? I think that's really the big parts. The laundry is on site, so we don't have to go anywhere else. It's not in the apartment, which is fine, but it's pretty close. It's not far. So yeah, it's we really lucked out. So yes, we moved to a different apartment. As you can tell, my hair is out and not in braids. And I got a little bit of color. So I just wanted something different for the summer. So your girl went kind of light. Got this little blonde thing going on up here in the front. It's kind of light in the back. I wanted it to be a little bit lighter. But I have really coarse dark hair anyway, so it took them a minute for it to lighten up, but I love it. I have been getting so many compliments. I'm so glad I did it. And I've been itching to go back to braids, but I told myself I would not do it. I'm not going to do it yet. It's the summer in Jersey. It's hot as hell up here. Let me tell you how many times I walked out of work. And I walked out of the house to go to work, and my hair literally looked like it was wet because of the humidity. Disgusting. So disgusting. But I used a clip. I brought the clip. I was like, I know what's going to happen to my hair. So I just literally clipped it up and it was fine. I didn't really make a big deal about it. So I'm going to get it deep conditioned and kind of prepped before I do my braids, so that it's just healthy. I don't want any breakage because I've been working really hard on growing it out. It's not long, but to my standards, because of the condition my hair was in before, it's healthy. It's long to me. I haven't had it this length in a really, really long time, so I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see what else. Like I said, I have a job, like full-time employed in the city, which is super exciting. I work for a sports league, which is pretty cool. It has really great perks. It is a job regardless, but I love it, and I'm working hard so right now I'm a receptionist, which is a great stepping stone, and now I'm working to move into the consumer products department of our league. So I'm doing some special projects. For me, I just feel like I can't do enough, so I always ask for more, because I don't want to just sit on TikTok all day, which I haven't done. I get work done, I promise. I still work at the studio. I still teach on Saturdays. So I work 6 days a week, sometimes 7, depending on what we're doing at the studio, which can be a bit much, but your girl needs the money, especially now. But it's okay. It's okay. I know it's all going to pay off. I'm a notary in the state of New Jersey, and I'm also a certified signing loan agent. So if you got a mortgage, a reverse mortgage, any one of those big documents, I'm your girl. So send me an email, or any document you need notarized, I got you. So I don't just do hair. I do makeup, talk about skincare, work at a dance studio. I'm a dancer. I'm also a notary. Put that right on the list. So I did that. I have my own business for it. I'm still trying to work it all out, but my business name is NMW Notary Services. So look me up. Not yet, because I still haven't created my website yet, but I'm working on it. I've been busy doing a lot. Let's see what else. I got a new car. Vroom, vroom. Yeah, I kind of feel like this life thing is a little crazy. But yes, I got a new car. It is a 2018. Yes, 2000. This decade. 2000. Well, not really. It is last decade's, but it's 4 years old. Because if it was this decade, it would be 2020. But whatever. Anyway, so I got a new car. It's a 2018 Nissan Rogue, which I was looking for anyway because I wanted an SUV, because I just feel more comfortable. one day, so I used to have a 2006 Honda Pilot. My mom went to get an oil change. They literally said, we can't do this. And she was like, well, why? They were like, there are leaks everywhere. And by that time, we were just like over it. Because not just there was like leaks all over the place, the window shield was cracked. I needed new shocks, new tires. I mean, it was falling apart, and it was becoming a money guzzler at that point. And I was like, I literally said, once it's become, and I had it for a while, like it did its job, and I'm not mad about that at all. But it was time to go, so we went without a car for a couple of weeks. Thank goodness my mom wasn't working at the time, so she didn't really need it. I take the bus and the train to work, so I just took the bus home. So I can either take the bus or the train home. So I just took the bus. And then one day, so we have summer Fridays, and the train, the bus that comes here doesn't come during the day. It only comes either during rush hour in the morning or rush hour at night. So I had to, and then I didn't want to take an Uber because the Ubers were really expensive. So I was like, I'll just walk. So I literally walked from the train station to here. It's about a mile and a half. Maybe just a mile. It was like an hour, and it was a nice day, so I walked. And so because I got off early, I was like, I'm going to do some research just to see where we're at, because these, my credit score isn't the greatest because of these student loans and some stupid mistakes I made in the past with money. But now I'm getting smarter, and I just wanted to see where I stood. So I ended up we live kind of close to a couple of car dealerships, so I just took a walk. It was, like I said, it was nice out. So I test drove a Kia Optima. It was a 2019. It was pretty nice, but I still wasn't satisfied because it wasn't a big car. It was a sedan, and like I said, I'm not really keen on sedans because of the accident I got into a couple, like maybe 10 years ago. And I just feel more comfortable in a bigger SUV. So I was like, okay, well, I'll come back. And you know what they do? They say, well, we won't see you. We probably won't see you. But, they try to do that whole sales pitch. So, okay, I was like, all right, well, it's fine. So then I kept walking, and I had made an inquiry about a car a couple of months ago at this place. And I just never followed through because, I have to save the money for the down payment, blah, blah, blah. I just wasn't really ready to pull the trigger yet. So I kind of was just like, all right, well, whatever, it's fine. So I was like, well, I was trying to look to see what they had. So I said, mine as well. So I walked in, and the guy was like, hi, how are you? Blah, 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 the whole thing. And I was like, well, I'm here to look for a car. I'm just browsing for right now to see what would be in my budget. So what do you think you have? So he showed me a couple of cars, and I was like, well, I'm prepared to pay this much. I know this is probably what my monthly is going to be, so I'm looking to stay around, this range. It was like, okay, well, no problem, especially because of, unfortunately your credit score. I was like, yeah, no, I'm prepared to pay at least $500. That's a lot, but I know what my budget is, and I know what I can handle, and I can handle that. It's gonna be rough, but I can handle it. So we ended up test driving a couple of cars, and the one car that I absolutely was in love with was the Murano. So we ended up doing all the paperwork. He was like, oh, well, you got approved for it. And I said, huh, really? You don't say. Well, shit. Hey. So we ended up getting in the car. I was, of course, the last customer at the end of the night. And they did all the paperwork, and I drove off. So it's so funny because when I was driving, I test drove the car, and it didn't have any gas in it. So the guy was like, oh, we'll go to the gas station, and I will, he was like, oh, I'll fill it up because you're going to take this car home tonight. I was like, yeah, okay, well, we'll see about that. We will see if I walk, we'll see. I said, but everything it just has to fall into place. And well, it sure did. And I am very excited. I'm very happy. So the place is called Cartopia. It's right on 22. So if you're looking for a car, go there. And mention Nicole Washington. Told you where to go because you should go there if you're looking for a car. I thought they only had luxury vehicles, but they didn't. They had regular cars and regular Nissan, Chevy, Toyotas, Volkswagens, regular cars, not luxury cars. And mine is fully loaded. I absolutely love it. Remote start, heated seats, sunroof, what else? A navigation system, one of those lane indicators. It has literally everything. Things that I wasn't even asking for, it has. The only thing I really wanted was a sunroof because I'm not a person who likes the air conditioning. I only do it on really, 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 really hot days, 100. And even then, or if I just did my hair and I don't want to get messed up. Yes, for vain reasons. But I wanted a sunroof. And then I don't think I wanted anything else other than that. So I got more than I wanted, and I can't be more, grateful to, what I have, and the opportunities that I have, been blessed with. I've been blessed with a job, blessed with trying to start my career as a influencer, YouTuber, trying to get into this TikTok realm, and that's been a little difficult because it's just, I have to work more on my stuff. But what is hard about it is coming home from work. I get home around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'm exhausted because I'm up at 5:45, 5:30, and trying to make time for me and my stuff because I don't want to get lost in somebody else or a different company. I really want to invest time into me, and so that's probably been the hardest thing about everything, is that just trying to find time to do my blogging and vlogging and stuff. But I'm trying to create a content calendar and really hold myself accountable to doing the stuff that I love to do and the stuff I love to talk about. But yeah, let's see what else in my life update. My man and I are doing amazing. I just came from DC and had a great time with my cousin. We literally partied and drank and just had such a good time. I was able to meet his friends and hang out with his friends some more. And let me tell you something, it is hard to make friends, and I'm going to talk about that in a later video, so stay tuned. Just about how to make friends. I don't know, is it me? Am I the drama? Am I the villain? Maybe, I don't know. But so it was nice to hang around people, especially people who are doing a lot. A lot of his friends are lawyers, or he's a director of communications, and it's great to be surrounded by people who are doing so much, and just keeping your circle with people who are reaching for the stars and doing a lot. And that's kind of what you want to surround yourself by, people who want more out of life. And it's not oh, I have to be a millionaire. It's no, I want to keep working and doing a lot for my life so I'm fulfilled. And that's exactly what I'm doing, and want to be around people who want the same thing. I think that's it. I think I covered it all. I got a new apartment. I got a new job. Got a new car. Yeah, I think that's it. So, yeah, that's my life update. It's a lot. Let me know if you guys have any life updates. Comment down below anything new and exciting. Would love to hear about it and let me know. So stay tuned for my next video. We're going to be talking about some skincare. So stay tuned. I've been trying out some products. In the meantime, between videos, I've been getting my life together, but I've also been trying out some great skincare and some not so great skincare. So I'm going to do, my next video is going to be on some skincare cleansers and just a whole line that I absolutely adore. Oh my God, if I could buy all the time and not like hit my pockets, I would absolutely do it. But I'm not going to say the name yet. You'll have to tune in for the next video. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.